welcome. We're back. As promised, we are now in the 320 configuration. Somebody's been asking already regarding the IIDB tiller. So here it is. So actually, let me just see if I can do that. Don't mind the... there you go. All right. So that's... I know cable management down below. I know. Sorry for that, but still, this is what we're talking about. So it's pricey. I will say that. I was thinking a long time about getting this. So hey, Turk in the US, how are you? So hey, Antilo, hello to you. Yeah. So in the end, I did decide obviously to get it, and I am actually now happy. I haven't tried too many flights with it yet. I did some texting around a different aircraft. I did PMDG, the iFly, Toliss, FS Labs, Phoenix, etc. Setup is very easy. Usually, it actually does. It does find it automatically. So all really you have to do is get the axes set. Hey, Easy, wie geht's dir? Schön, dich zu sehen. Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. So one thing I've noticed is that the resistance is there, so it's definitely dampened. It's not as strong as on the real aircraft, no. But it has some internal lighting, which is nice. Kind of an orangey kind of glow to it, which is nice. Also, as you can see, it does dampen, so it does snap back a little bit slower to the center point. So it is a bit dampened, which is nice. And I didn't think it would be such a big game changer, but honestly, I do enjoy it a lot. I do enjoy it. All right. In case you're wondering, yes. So I've got the stick set up, and I have the Windwing FCU now set up as well. But obviously, this is the thing we want to have a look at today. Now let me just zoom in a little bit more on that, and then we can go. So zoom. Alrighty. So there we go. Cool. Smug Warrior, you already had it for a month now. Okay, nice. Yeah, it'd be interested to see how it kind of stands out, over a longer period of time. Simply because obviously, having had no tiller forever, right? So this is the first time I actually do have a tiller. Nice, all viewpoint set, fantastic. So yeah, I'm eager to find out how it actually behaves. Now let's have a look. So 50 FPS. It's got 63 FPS. Yeah, 60 FPS. Fantastic. Cool. Nice. RVSS, hello, and Organ Aviator, hello. Yes, Turk in the US. The real damper is also, the real damper, the real tiller is also dampened. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Cool. That's one thing I wanted to tell you guys, which is different and also different today. Is the sound pack. So let me just dial up the sim sound a bit so that we can all hear that. Hang on. Hang on, you can't hear the sim sounds yet. Hold on. Something's wrong. Sound. Volume. Or did you hear the sound? No. No, it's not there yet, is it? Hang on. Yeah, no sound. Right, let me have a look here. What's happening? So sound add-on. I can hear the sound. No, I don't think it goes through, does it? It should go through the game channel, but it's not there. I don't think you can. All right, let me try to fix this. All right, that's that. Volume mixer, X-plane, 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 gain. Right. No. Hey, Diamando. I'm pretty sure that's how I'm supposed to set it up, correct? Let me see if I do this. No. That's all on. Yeah, so I may have to restart the sim. Let me just have a look here. Hey, Airbus broker. Let me just restart the sim here really quickly. Usually, often that will reset it. Yeah, if you guys heard it really quietly, then it didn't go through the correct channel. Yeah, exactly, Avenger. Yeah. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah. It wasn't going through the right channel there for you guys. Oh, that's really weird. That's the first time I'm seeing this, guys. Look. Well, you can't see that window. So on the next window, I can choose different flight simulators. How weird is that? Hang on. Let me just select... oh, there we go. You see this? So I can have these inputs. Let's see if that works now. That's strange. So careful with the ears, guys. Hope it's not too loud now. Give me a second. I've not seen that. That was a software update. I've not seen those settings yet. How strange. Yeah, that's a 330 from X-Plane. Yeah, correct. Fans are full on. Yeah, that's right. Starting up X-Plane. No joke. But they will quiet down once the sim's loaded. Hey, Dynam. Gute wie geht's dir? So let's have a look. Come on, load. Hurry up. Right, flight plan is filed. Oh yeah, you can hear that. 100%. I'm sure you're hearing that. Hang on. Woof. All right, let me put that to cold and dark. There you go. Cool. Excellent. All right. Cool. I got to remember that there's a new setting now available for the output sounds. Nice. Cool. Alrighty. Without further ado, oh yeah, I was going to tell you guys about the routing. The routing is as follows. There we go. So I have this. If you want to join. Hey Josh, Dankeschön. Yeah, it should be BSS sounds. Yeah, correct. That's the ones I installed today. If the sounds are too loud, at some point, let me know, please. Yeah, sure, aviation artist. Go ahead. This one. Oh, actually, let's leave that off. Logo light.
Pull the strap to remove the life vest pouch. If equipped, remove the left harness, remove the harness or opening pouch.
Cool. Okay, so what else do I want to do? I wanted to do the Pratt & Whitney's today. I don't know if that's... I don't even know if Iberia Express has NEOs. I don't know. But we just assume it has, all right? So DCDUs. So from SimBrief, let me just have a look here at the EFB. So there's our flight plan. Aviation artist, do you use a paper or digital logbook for work? I have a digital. Yeah, for many years now. Airbus broker, you flew on the 321neo. Yeah, but the question is, do they have a 320neo? That's the thing. Yeah, the A320 normally is CEO, right? Okay. Yeah, so I know, not realistic, I know, right? Don't give me too much beating for that. It's just all about enjoying the sounds, okay? Well, yeah, I mean, if there's sectors online, I'm going to connect again to VATSIM. So sure, if there's services online. Oh yeah, and we're using map enhancement again, guys, as always. In the last couple of days, there's an aircraft there. So someone's taxiing around there. Not many people online, and there's no ATC online at the moment. But yeah, I've got everything set up. I've got everything set up to be able to log on, etc. So Josh, hello. Zosan, Yula, hello. Super Grumpy, hello. Organ Aviator again, hello to you. Nico, hello. Just a quick leaving like. Hey, thank you so much for the like, Nico. Thank you much. Greetings to you. Have a good night, Nico. Thank you. There won't be many Spanish simmers tonight. No, probably not. Okay, anyways, let's have a look here. So we're going to go to menu Atsu. Actually, we'll do it this way, right? Here we got the Atsu here. AOC menu flight in it. I guess this is actually a bit easier to see, right? Then let me get rid of that again. In it. There we go. So we got Madrid to Ajaccio. We have the alternate Nice. Iberia Express 618. across the next 15. The wind, let's load the wind data. Yeah, that looks good. Descent wind also in. Nice. Hey, MAN. Oh, no. You're in Lago di Gardasee. Oh, I'm envious. I'm envious. How's the weather, MAN? Yeah, physics. We already had a little bit of a telecam. There it is. There's the beauty. There it is. Gonna have it ready in a beautiful weather. Oh, I'm envious. I want to be there too. Yeah, I hope you have a great time. I know the food is excellent, so I don't have to ask how the food is. I know it's excellent. So the alternate fuel to get to Nice is 1.3. So I'm going to put 1.3 in there. So 61.7. Let's do this here. And let's do config. No, loading info. So we are supposed to have. Let's have a look. We're supposed to have 61.6. There it is. So I'm going to apply the loads. And for the fuel, we are supposed to have 6.5 block fuel. Yeah, 6.5. There you go. So now everything is set. That's good. Yeah, that's true, Airbus Broker. I agree. Yeah, I agree. So the weather, it's actually getting warmer now, day by day as well. Yeah, true. Okay, so let's have a look here at the sort of quickly regarding menu weather. Now we don't have ATIS here, so let's get the METAR real quickly. And Delta Tango, hello. Greetings to Wisconsin. How are you doing? Nice to see you. And how hot is it then? And humid. Ugh. So we got Madrid 120 at 4. Cabo Cape. To be honest, I'm still going to depart. Actually, no. Let's do the following. Let's check flight radar. 24. Great weather for cycling, I can imagine. Yeah, I've got a little cold, so I'm currently still waiting until I get a bit better again to go cycling. But I can't wait to go cycling again. What a great time of the year. Yes, it is 12.2 beta, yeah, exactly. Oh, another thing. What about the power outage in Spain and part of Portugal? Is it back? Is everything back online again, or is it still out? Huge power outage today there. Crazy. Well, I'm in the sim, so of course I have. Right, they're doing southerly runways. That means we're departing out of... it's going to be... I'll show you here before I tell you which one it is. So... it's going to be a bit of taxi out, not too bad, but a little bit of taxi. Airport, there it is. So Madrid Airport seems to be back in business. Yeah, I just saw that on Flight Radar as well, yeah. So we're departing 14 right. That's where they're departing from right now. 79, 26 dew point in the 60s. Big storms west and north of us. Ah, okay. Yeah. Dexter, I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay. Anyways, 14 right. That's what we're going to take for the departure, okay? Which means the departure route, something with PNAR if we can. Let's have a look. So flight plan. Departure. This I don't like this viewpoint. Hang on, let me just get the control panel here. Right, I think this is a bit better, right?
Camera saved.
There we go. So 14 right, and then let's have a look for the PNAR. So we got PNAR for Bravo departure. No transition. Let's have a look now. Yep, that's closing. The rest is now the routing to Negat, and then the weather right now in Ajaccio is 060 at 3. I do want to fly the circling again. You know, that really beautiful approach. So let's have a look here. That should be... let me find that. Let me have a look. So, unload, import, sim brief. And for the approaches, it should be... Hang on. It should be runway 20. Yeah, that's the one. So it's going to be the RP runway 20. That's all it is. Authorization required. Yeah, this one here, guys. There's always the beautiful approach. We'll try that. I want to see how the aircraft performs, and I want to see the beautiful scenery as well. Hence, that's why we're going to do that approach. Really looking forward to that. Ooh. Ah, they're closing the doors. Not bad. Nice sounds. Nice sounds. So let me just put that into the box here. Arrival. We have RNP or RNF20. The star is the Negas to Sierra. Although, I mean, I could try to see where that ends. Actually, that sounds pretty good. Actually, 601. Hey, thank you so much to Josh for your donation. Thanks so much, and thanks for the kind words. That's really kind, Josh. Much appreciated. Big shout out. Thank you so much for that. Where was I? I was going to do something. Hang on. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the arrival. Okay, so we're going to be arriving. It says 601. 601, does that work? Yes, it does. Nice. Let's have a look. So, Horo... Hang on. Oh, hang on. Why's my... Hold on. Why's my... MFD not working? Ah, now it's working. No, it's not working yet. Hang on. 5. Open. I want to have the... Is that working here? Hold on. What? Oh, 5 open. Let's try it again. So, open. Okay. That. Winning, assign, okay, run. No, that's not working yet. Open. Let's try the 340. I think one of the files works. I think it was a 340 file. No. Well, that's annoying. How come the wind wing profiles don't work in a Toliss? Let me just close that. Does anybody know? Is there a profile, a new profile for the Neo? Let's go xplane.to and let's search for... Let's search for Windwing. Windwing. Toliss 320. Okay. Let's try and download that. Hey, Tevez. I know I had it working at some point, so I'm a bit confused that right now. But I have that already. Yeah, you see that's... I already have that. Maybe it's still not working though. Alright, let's have a look. So, Mobi flight. Okay. So the Windwing FCU is now assigned. Okay. Right, let's do an update of the hub as well. Right, in the meantime, while that is updating, I'm going to close that gap there. But to be honest, in that case, what we can do, just seeing that we're coming in from the south, so maybe if we do arrival and then approach via 600, let's have a look now. Let's check that. So we're going to delete that out, that flight plan continuity insert. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? Yep. Yep, like that. Perfect. Cool. Nice. So, let's try that profile again. So, that works. So the altitude works. Okay, altitude works. Oh, it's the... I get it. It's just this panel which doesn't work yet. The EFIS panel doesn't work. Okay. Okay. 1017. How come that is not linked up? Setting. Oh, and the detents as well. There we go. That's it. Sync bar settings. And there's one more setting in here. It's on. Nah, let's keep that. Cool. So let's start the APU. I want to hear the APU sounds. Bit far away, really. That's that's a problem.
Camera saved.
Okay. Then let's have a look at how the pack system sounds. So I'm going to put the APU bleed on. And now it should take a while. Nice. I even like how it kind of does one pack first, then the other. Just like in real life. Yeah, very nice. Lisbon seems to be open as well now. A couple of departures out there. Thanks, Avenger. Okay, cool. So slowly but surely, things are getting back to normal. All right, so init A page, B page, flight plan page, RATNAV page, Robolino. I don't know what we need for that, but we'll put that in there. Rubadingo, we always say. And then we go Madrid. Let's go here back, departure. And that was the Pinar. Pinar for Bravo. Pinar. Right, first one. Of course, it's the first one today. Right, there we go. So that's going to be our departure route. So we're departing 14 right. Waypoints. Actually, I can put that here so I can check the waypoints. So we have 2,400 feet, then Mike Delta 800, overfly, max 210. Yeah, correct. Then we've got 801, 210, and then 47 above. Yeah, no problem. NEO today, easily. We can make those easily. 827, max 240 knots. Good. And then we've got... Mike Delta 828, max 240, 8,000 above, then 824, 240 knots, 25, 240 knots, 13 above. Let's have a look. Yeah, 13 above. And then we've got Robledillo. Caramba. And then 13,000 above, and then we go to Pinar, 13,000 above. Cool. Right, excellent. All right, first altitude. What could we expect? 13,000. Cool. That is set. Takeoff performance. 14 right with that wind. Temperature. QNH 1017. Dry. Anti-ice off. Takeoff weight 68.2. CG. Flex. Config auto. Air conditioning. Air conditioning on. Computer. So computer says 1 plus F. Flex 72. Blimey. We'll take the higher. V1 still gives us about 1,000 meter stop margin. So 149, 149, 151, up 0.4, green at 219. Okay. I will take that. So we go performance. Flaps, we have 1 plus F. 1, up 0.4. Flex temp 72. 149, 149, 151, transition 13,000, and then, hold on, web app. Then we have NADP 1, 3.5, 5,000. And engine out, 143, 15 miles and hold. So 3.5, oops, and 5,000. High elevation airport. And engine out is 3,600. And then fix info. Madrid, 14 right. Track 143, 15 miles to hold. Secondary copy active. If anything goes wrong, we'll return and do a landing on 18 left. Zulu 18 left. No star, no via. Cool. That's it. That's all we're going to do. So, quick briefing. We've got taxi out. So, we parked here. Get a taxi chart out here. Airport. 53 airport charts. Are you kidding me? So, hotspots, airport, taxi routings. Taxi routings. That's what I want. There we go. Now we're in business. Okay, so it's going to be from Echo Bravo 2, probably Alpha, Lima Alpha. That's the plan. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, exactly. So 52 charts. Crazy. Alrighty, cool. Then departure route, already briefed out, checked the routing up 13,000 feet. The MSA, however, is 10,000 around the airport. White area means 5,000 safe. So 4,000 contour layer white, 1,000 feet on top of that for safety. And we should be safe in 5,000 feet. Cool. Extra fuel, we have, I think, about 800 kilograms, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. 800 kilograms, 22 minutes, good enough for one go around in Ajaccio. Specials, threats, not ready. Then cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins covers removed. Fuel quantity 6,480 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts on, ADIRS 3 times nav, and Power F1017 set 3 times checked. That's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. Then we set 122.8. Oh yes, yeah, exactly. That was funny yesterday. We had alpacas in Frankfurt next to the taxiway. that was just one of those moments, like, duh. That was like, you've got to be kidding me. All right, let's have a look here. Sam, undock jetway. Cool, excellent. All right, let's do before start items. Parking brake is set. So let me do ground service. External power chocks off. Then what else do I want? I want to have pushback. Actually, Squawk 2000. Let's put transponder on. Mode Charlie, fantastic. Yeah, we had alpacas. Yeah, that was yesterday. Was really that was silly. So we're gonna face this way.
Ground to cockpit. Canon knowledge. Coming through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit. Tau is driving up.
Perfect. Do you prefer 321 or 320? IRL, I always loved the 321. Apart from the 320NEO. That was just so weird to land, honestly. There's an EasyJet behind us.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Caramba. Conexión, por favor. Ándale, ándale. Clear skies, exactly what we want. Yeah, so the 320NEO has a different flare mode. And so the way it behaves is a bit different. And I could never get my head around that.
Being inserted. Release parking brake.
But I'm not the only one that's saying that. Yeah. Yeah, just the thing is that, you know, it behaves differently. It's just really unpredictable the way it does that. Right, brakes off. Madrid traffic, Iberia Express 618 is pushing back at stand. I have no idea. Hang on. Stand 566.
Now that's how pros do.
You guys, I mean. All right, let's listen to some amazing. Oh, hang on, just before I do that, actually, do I set my reversers? But first of all, I need to set my detent location. So that's the climb detent. So that's going to be 721. About there. Then we've got the flex notch at around 87. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now if I do reverser on the same axis, it's weird that the flaps don't come up here on the sim. Wow. You know what? You could actually... Can you actually then... And let me just do idle detent here. That's idle detent. So that's at 6... Let's do 18. Okay, that's that. Idle. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. All right, let's try that. Let's do engine start. We're going to do dual... No, we're not going to... Let's start each engine. Actually, no, let's do both. No, let's do one at a time. Sorry, let's do one at a time. All right, so good pressure.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
So it's going to do 24.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Oh, that's... Wow. That bass. That's really loud, isn't it? Hang on. Your whole building vibrated. Lol.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay. All right, I need to shut that down again. Sorry, I need to do the start one more time from the outside. Autopilot, but do you have the beta version? Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. Do you have the beta version or not? Right, let's see. How much cooling do we need now? Right, let's start engine 1. Hey Alex, wie geht's dir? Base is insane. Yeah, so autopilot, I honestly have not done anything else regarding cockpit textures and so on. This is all stock beta XP12. Yeah, so this BSS sounds. Right, now we didn't do the 4-start checklist, but we had the park brake was set, takeoff speed thrust, so 494951 flex 72. Windows, doors all closed, and the beacon was on. And then let's do the after start items. Flaps 1. That, oops. We'll do normal flow on the packs. That. Then we're going to arm the spoilers. Flaps 1, and then we'll do a flag control check. Flaps full up, full down. Neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right. And then after start checklist, anti-ice is off. We have ecam status checked. Pitch trim should be up 0.4 and rudder trim neutral after start checklist completed. Madrid traffic, Iberia Express 618 is taxiing 14 right in Madrid. Oh, the howl. Nice. Yeah, Peter, for me as well. I have headphones as well, and wow, that bass. Jeez. Brake check. Brakes away. Oh yeah, and by the way, so now we are going to steer the aircraft with the tiller. And just like in the real aircraft, there's a slight delay, input delay. So it's nice and smooth. Really nice. Now we're going to take the second to the right. Yeah, second to the right. Yep. Good. All right, nobody coming opposite, which is nice. One thing though, I have to admit, I have a tendency still trying to steer with the rudder pedals, which is, of course, nonsense, right? So I've got to keep my... Actually, I could take my feet off the rudder pedals, really. Well, I still want to have them on, but... Oh, really, Valet? You had a frustrating flight with the Phoenix. I'm sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that. So we've got to continue, and we're going to go on the... Oh no, we got a long way. We got until Alpha 14, I think, or something. What's nice is that, you know, you can do very sharp turns, but you would have to deflect the tiller a large amount. So this is just so nice to be able to do very, very small inputs. An eternity later, yeah. Oh, traffic. He's waiting. That's very kind of him. I always want to turn left way too early, but no, we've got to taxi around. I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to line up from here, are we? Well, I tell you what, no, disregard. Hang on. We're going to cheat here. I'm going to demonstrate a sharp turn, okay? So here's a sharp turn. Full deflection, now. There we go, 1-4 right. Right, let's do that, config test, and let's do the taxi checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting, config 1+F. Let's stop here. Radar PWS on and auto. We have engine mode selector normal. Eco memo takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist complete. Let's do the lineup. Madrid traffic, Iberia Express 618, lining up departing 14 right in Madrid. So there should not be anyone landing on this runway, okay? That is all done, and cabin crew prepare for departure. Packs 1 and 2 are on, lineup checklist complete. Let's start the timer. Yeah, I'm now a hand model. Guys, don't worry. Yeah, obviously, just we're here to demonstrate. It's not going to be like this all the time, okay? Oh, TCAS. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, TCAS. Absolutely, you're right. TCAS on as well. Cool. Let's go. Go onto the center line here. Then I can let go of the tiller. Take off. Manflex 62 SRS, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Go. 100 knots checked. Here you are. Rotate. Ah, beautiful. Basel rate, gear up. A lot of wind from the left. $20 knots wind now, yeah, a lot of wind. So there we go, lever climb, thrust climb, auto thrust. And we've still got SRS climb blue. Autopilot, just go into the cabin here. Right, climb out blue. Slowly accelerating. Yeah, the quality of the IIDB tiller is very good indeed, but I think I find it still pricey, to be honest. I mean, I paid like 300 euros, including the shipping. And just for the little hardware thing, even though it's good quality, don't get me wrong. All right, flaps 0. I'm wondering, is hang on. Yeah, it should be working, right? The map enhancer or map enhancement, yeah, it should work. Yeah, the only thing I'm still not really too happy with is I mean, I would really need to set my viewpoint like this so that you guys can see the displays a bit better, right? Yeah, let me do that. Let me just reset that here. I'm gonna set that a bit more to the front. So yeah, that way you guys can see the instruments a bit better, correct? And to be up a little bit more, like this. Yeah, that's better.
Camera saved.
Yeah, it could be. There could be some ortho layers for the airport. Yeah, but that should be map enhancement, yeah. It is working. So in the background is loading the tiles, so yeah. Right, 13,000. Actually, let's go continue up here. Let's go thrust climb. And we wanted 380. So we're going to go straight up 380. And then let's set standard, altimeters, standard set.
Unable to find view ID 50. Camera saved.
Right, so I've got one for the right-hand side. And then one here for the left-hand side. Nice. Right, I'm going to dial down the sim sounds just a tad. So let me have a look here. Plug in Sound 3D volume. It's still loud, isn't it? There we go, that's better. Is that coming through, guys, or are you guys still hearing it very loud? It's really weird because I have a feeling it's fine. But okay, let me ask you this way, guys. So, did you guys hear any change? If I increase the volume now, that's 100%. That's 25. Does that change? That changes for you guys? Okay. Ah, okay, thank you guys. Okay, I didn't know if that changes. Okay. So let's go outside. Yeah, just let me know if anything goes way outside of you know, your your level of comfort, all right? Let's look at that. Some mountains coming up front there. Right, let's get the lights off. Seatbelts. What message did we get? Atsu AOC menu, received messages, METAR. Okay. There we go. So we did get some more weather. The latest METAR said that we have Ajaccio still 060 at 3. So that is nice. That's very little wind, so we can do the RP approach 20, which is nice. Hey Ali. Yeah, that's a nice flyby, isn't it? Like that. What about this one? Oh, yeah. Man, XP12 has gotten a lot better. So now VSync is working nicely, 60 FPS. It's so smooth on my end here as well. It's so really nice. And with map enhancements, yeah, it's not as nice as Microsoft in some cases here, but I mean, still. I'm not complaining. Look at the terrain there, the mountains. This is fine for me. I'm happy with that. That's all right. And the thing is that I haven't even set everything to maximum yet. Regarding the tile resolution. So Foster, you missed the P3D version 5 era. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know what I'm not missing is the repeatedly necessity to reinstall P3D. I mean, like every 6 months something really drastic broke, causing some issues, and then you had to literally reinstall P3D and all the add-ons again. You know, the amount of hours that I spent installing stuff, reinstalling stuff, countless. I mean, crazy. Yeah, Senshai, right? I mean, and then back then we had maybe how many FPS did we have? I mean, did we have like I don't know, did we have like yeah, 24 to 30 FPS, right? I remember that I synced it at 30 FPS. Yeah, no VRAM, just RAM. Yeah, and yeah, but I remember that it was you know, happy with 30 FPS and VSync then causing the sim to be at least mostly kind of smooth. That was it. Which flight dynamics do you like more, Toliss or FS Labs? And honestly, Toliss. The thing is, you know, up to a certain wind limit. So if it gets to above, let's say 20 knots crosswind, then things here in X-Plane get crazy as well and unrealistic. But anything like below 20 knots just gives you a much nicer, realistic feel to it. But that's, you know, not just Toliss, it's literally all the add-ons that just feel so much more alive. I got some clouds coming up here. Yeah, so Kels, I mean, I do like the Toliss as well. The only thing really, I think they should really try at least to get, you know, some improvement on is the textures, so the visuals here. They're not as awful as people make it out to be, but there's definitely room for improvement here. Yeah, MEN, right? I mean, yeah, it's... man. So the only thing that I do miss regarding P3D is the 747 from PMDG. I really miss the PMDG, that's for sure. So the 747. I mean, we have the 777 now, don't we? But yeah, the 747-8 as well. So 747-8 and the -8 with the shared flight. Very nice. I would like that. Love the terrain around here. So nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the next couple of days. I'm gonna start learning the Challenger again, Challenger 650, and the feederless 747-200, because I don't want to get into shared flight again. So I'm really happy with X-Plane, with the map enhancement, because it doesn't affect my stream. So the upload is still working very nicely, even though it is downloading maps right now like crazy as we fly along. But still, it doesn't affect the stream, which is nice. So definitely worth continuing on. Okay, so let's have a look. 17:48, an hour 20 minutes. It says here. Yeah, I love the sound. I love the low kind of bass rumble right now. Very nice. So the first waypoint we could check is Barcelona, 37 minutes after departure. So let me look. Oh, that's interesting. That's the problem Brennell was telling me. Right, so I'm going to put this here. Let's clear this out. RatNav clear as well. Secondary copy active. And then let me just get the fixed info Barcelona. And then we'll do a 20-mile radius as a reminder for the for the fuel check. Hey Beethoven, how are you? Lyon, yes, Foster. I've been to Lyon many times on the 320, many times, and I've had night stops in Lyon as well, many times. Very beautiful city. Interesting. We got some weather. There is some weather. North of us on the track here. So we're going to pass over Barcelona. We should be seeing some stronger cloud layers to the north. Some thunderstorms here near Lyon. Oh, wow, and a lot of rain here in Italy. South of Pisa. But Ajaccio, got some rain there. So not the best weather. Okay, but not the best. Something new between you and Sven. So Captain A320. Well, I mean, so the thing was that you know, he was doing a lot of like shared flights with Riva. So Tony and with Aeronews Germany. Pascal, and so I was like, yeah, you know, they've become so huge that I thought, well, you know, I'm not gonna go and say hello, you know, please fly with me. So yeah, yeah. Then some people from the community pinged Sven and said, hey, how about you know, you and Black Box do a shared flight at some time? And then Sven yeah, contacted me, and yeah, we then we do plan a shared flight at some time in the near future. But I've got Al Cruz. But initially he said for the Cross the Pond that he would love to have me on for a little chat, and I was happy to yeah, to join him for it was like 2 or 3 hours almost, right? So we had a nice long talk about all kinds of topics. The community asked some great questions. You like Ajaccio, MAN, and then people like Brennell come in and say, no, you're saying it wrong. And then I don't know if you guys want to just meme me or you know. Airbus broker, yeah. The thing is, so obviously, it's sometimes difficult to, when I'm streaming on my own, it's sometimes difficult to find topics to talk about, because I would rather have you guys approach me and ask questions, right? And then, we can discuss some things. I don't want to talk about things that maybe nobody wants to hear, right? So what I really like about Sven is the fact that he is just so peaceful. He's so chilled and relaxed, and he's so much better than me avoiding the flight sim drama, because I get pulled in sometimes. I get pulled into the flight sim drama, especially when then suddenly people, I don't know, they started being like disrespectful towards me because, let's say, for the FS Lab stuff, for example, and I honestly have a tough time dealing with that, because I have no problem in real life if someone approaches me in real life face to face and starts arguing about something. I can deal with that, right? I've had enough training in my life, and I can see the other person. I can see their emotions. I can see their facial expression. I can see their gestures. But if it's over the internet, it's just words. I can't grasp the true nature sometimes of what's being said. So the true message, I just can't grasp, right? And but then people become really offensive. Wow, that really gets me sometimes, right? So, but Sven, he's just so calm and peaceful in his mind. It's great. It was great to see. Yeah, exactly. That was one example, right? When he had the sim crashes on the stream. So imagine the pressure he had, trying to do that long stream. It was a long flight, and every sim crash will mean half an hour or more of more delay, and hence the stream getting longer and longer and longer. Yeah, but he dealt fantastic with that. Really cool. So what makes it? Hang on, what's? Yeah, it's fine. If you enjoyed the SSG 747, perfect. That's really all that matters, Zanjula. Right? If then someone else says it's not for them, okay, it's not for them. Right? Don't worry too much about it. Okay. The important thing is that you're enjoying it. That's the main message. Do you think there's a pilot shortage? I heard a French pilot in Germany that the primary cause for cancelled flights are due to missing pilots. Foster, that's a tough one. I mean, in the past, yes, there have been situations where some cancelled flights were due to pilot shortage, but I would say that happens rarely. And if so, it happens because it's like summer period, and also then you have a lot of people calling in sick, flu going around or whatever. That can lead to some cancelled flights. But honestly, looking at when we get some slot times, very long slot times, quite often in the slot message it says due to ATC shortage. So not enough ATC controllers being available. It's always really difficult to judge if there's a pilot shortage. So i.e. such a pilot shortage that flights have to be cancelled. That's always a tough call to make. Yeah, Beethoven, the thing is this though, I mean, honestly, I don't mind, being criticized. Okay, so if you have a good point to make, right, and you know, like I said before, pilots. So when we do our pilot training, or let's say even the selection process, right, and then later doing training, we do learn certain communication skills, right? So we do learn how to cope with criticism, right? And there are certain tools you can use, especially if your opposite is starting to get emotional, for example. There's some tools how to stay on a, you know, on a factual level, not on getting onto the emotional level, etc., etc. But like I said, it's sometimes difficult if, well, I mean, so I don't want to bring up the FS Labs thing really, because, you know, there's of course people then being very emotional about it. I understand that, you know, but the thing is, I respect other people's opinion about FS Labs, right? So if you say that malware issue that arose, even though there's a lot of wrong data, wrong information being spread around the internet these days, but still, if you say no, that definitely crossed the red line, which means I'm not willing to support a company that has done that, I'm happy. I'm totally happy with that. I'm totally, you know, you will not hear me trying to convince you otherwise. I accept that opinion, right? But the other way around, when I was streaming the FS Labs, the private messages and the comments I got, in some cases, honestly, in some cases, I could have put that forward to the police if I wanted to, right? And there's one instance where someone said, "I'm going to find you. I'm going to burn down your house." Right? These kind of comments, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know, what are we talking about here? It's a piece of software. It's right. So yeah, you know, I accept your opinion, but how come you don't accept my opinion? If I want to buy it and fly it because I think it's a good add-on, and because I think that, you know, it won't happen again what happened a couple of years ago, just accept my opinion as well, right? Just move on, right? And yeah, and like I said, it's just sometimes that these personal attacks over the internet, I have just a problem dealing with that, really, right? Exactly, because these are things, these are not just basic arguments put forward, that these are just threats in the end, right? And really, it just, you know, just bad words being thrown around, right? So that was something that really kind of shook me up again. Yeah, so yeah, but like I said, you know, we should accept other people's opinions and you know, stay calm and argue on the factual level and accept other opinions as well, right? That's the thing. That's the main thing. Yeah. Yeah, Mad Cat, right? I mean, yeah, it's just so weird sometimes. Now, of course, you could say it's just kids, you know, being stupid, but I don't know. That's the thing. That's a problem, right? So, if that person was face to face to me, like let's say it's a 12-year-old, and he says, "I'm going to find your house and burn it down," I would just laugh. I would just say, "Whatever, right? Just move on." Just get out of my face, okay? Just move on, all right? Just, you know, grow some pubic hair, and then talk to me again, right? Like, sorry, that's a bit below the waistline as well, but still, you get the point, right? So, it's something different if a 12-year-old, if a 12-year-old says that to you, right? That's one thing. But if it's a grown-up, right? If it's a grown-up, then it just takes on a different level, in my opinion, right? So yeah, that's something I have difficulties dealing with, to be be honest. Yeah. Yeah, Mad Cat, and that's the thing, right? It's not just, you know, it's not just 12-year-olds or 10-year-olds, you know, throwing out big words and threats over the internet. It can be, you know, very often it's actually grown-ups, right? So, yeah. So the thing is that in real life, just as example, in real life as a captain, I remember one scene where I had to offload a drunken passenger, and he was getting so aggressive and throwing really bad words at me and even threatening me, right? However, that left me completely cold because I understood him. I mean, he was drunk and he wanted to fly, you know, to a destination, and here's the captain saying, get off the aircraft. And he knew because I said, get off or I'm going to get the police to get you off. He knew that he had no choice. So, but, you know, that's something I could deal with, right? I understand he's frustrated and drunk, and so that's the thing. I just don't take that, you know, seriously then, right? Mark, definitely, guys. So the reason why I'm here, why I'm still here after 8.5 years, almost 9 now, isn't it? Almost 9 years, is because the wonderful people by far outweigh the negative people by far. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still enjoying it so much. That is just the way it is. So yeah, and I talked to Sven about this at some point. That he also just finds it so fascinating how positive many people are, and how much kind of enthusiasm, and how much positivity they portray right back to us streamers, which is great. So well, Matt, that's just terrible, right? I mean, to get bomb threats after banning people, right? I mean, oh really? So your community manager has to actually get the police involved? Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, Beethoven. Look, exactly, Beethoven. So, of course, as a captain, I have a different role that we have to portray, and me as a captain, I have to make sure that everything runs orderly on board a flight, right? And absolutely, here on stream, I put myself, on a completely different level when I'm streaming. I'm just a person enjoying a hobby, flight simulation, like all of you, obviously, that are watching my streams regularly, and we just enjoy these add-ons and the flight sims, and the good laughs we can have, the great moments we have, the funny moments we have, right? But yeah, exactly, Beethoven. It's different here. This is different, right? And Sven and me, we agreed on the fact that we're so fascinated sometimes, like people like here, Bruno, for example, right? Or MCK, and many others, that are so enthusiastic and learn so much about these aircraft, that I have to admit, their knowledge sometimes actually gets above mine regarding, certain, procedures or certain technical stuff, etc. Incredible, really incredible. The way flight simming, opens the door for that, if you're interested, right? So really, really cool. Yeah, Alex, absolutely, yeah. The anonymity, how it's called, anonymous, yeah, the anonymous way you can, just hide behind your keyboard, definitely lets you act differently. if you let it happen, that is. What's your favorite airport approach in France? Nice. Nice. Absolutely. I love Nice. Right, look at that. There's clouds coming in. Now we are getting close to the coastline, getting close to Barcelona. Nice is very nice, exactly. A classic, yeah. Turk and US, well, I mean, Turk and US, you can rest assured, right? If I spend so much money buying things like this, right? So, you know, and you saw the F-18 setup maybe on the previous stream. I mean, obviously, you know, for sure, I'm here, and yeah, looking forward to many more. Yeah, right. That was crazy. It is. So yeah, definitely, I'm here for a long time. Hey Bruno, oh Bruno, do you have power back in Lisbon? Is the power back? Must have been scary. Oh, 30 minutes. That's literally all day then. Blimey. Well, I'm glad that it got back. Yeah, crazy. And also no mobile coverage until, well, since 12. Wow. I wonder, what do people do without internet and without mobile? They make babies. Lol. Gillen, the thing is this though. Gillen, there's proof for that as well, right? There is proof for that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, in 9 months' time, if we hear news in 9 months' time that the birth rate has gone up drastically in Spain and Portugal, we know why. Lots of looking out the window. Lol. Yeah, Marwan. I mean, yeah, wouldn't it be nice, right? That would also be a nice effect. People talking to each other again. How cool would that be? Absolutely.
Barcelona traffic, Topser 830. Arriving to
Beethoven, thank you for being here. Yeah, thanks for you know, your kind words as well.
Left 550 miles.
Yeah, what? Social interactions? Oh no. Oh, Franz. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably wouldn't. Yeah. So the thing is, we had here near my, or at my place, we had, it wasn't last year, I think it was last year, we had 5 hours also of electric power cut. 5 hours, right? And I remember it was such a weird feeling because we had the same issue that mobile was also not working. So it was really weird. Yeah, everybody turns into watchdogs as well. Yeah, that can also be such an effect. Yeah. Right, let's have a look. Can we see Barcelona below us? A bit cloudy there. A bit there. That would be Barcelona. Let's see. He only worked 2 hours today. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, what else can he do, right? You can't even drink coffee. Breaking the clouds there to see. That is true, but I mean, we have a gas stove, but I didn't think about that. But true, yeah, with gas cooker you could actually make coffee. Yeah, that's true. I wonder sometimes as well. Right, step now, it says. Yeah, Mark, I know, right? I mean, we have the good old days still in memory, right? Telephone booths. That's what we had. At home, we had telephones with a electric cord on it, right? So cruise 380. It says optimum and max 39. No, we're gonna stay 380. Don't know why it said step climb. That's weird. Okay, so Barcelona. Let's have a look. So Barcelona is 43. Let's say 44 minutes after takeoff. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's why, because we had a southerly departure, right? Initially, we were supposed to depart northbound, and now that we had to go southbound and then come back up north to get to Pinar, that's what caused that delay. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's why we lost about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Fuel 3.3 plus 800, 4.1, and we have a bit more, 4.3. Hey, Iceberg. A gas grill. Yeah, that's a good idea actually, man. Yeah, gas grill. Exactly. Iceberg, I didn't have time today because today I was actually we had some people around that were looking at our heating because we had some issues there, and then we had to get a water filter installed. And then, yeah, I was going to practice for DCS for the F-18 flight and get the hardware set up, etc. So yeah, I was a bit hard pressed on time today. Yeah, and a hand grinder for the coffee beans, absolutely. Right. Oh yeah, there we are. Look at that. Barcelona below us there. Beautiful. Yeah. Harapa. The airport is below clouds, though. Cool. Some place did lose water on some. The water supply requires electric pumps. Yeah. Oh yeah, paper road maps. But I mean, Alex, I was flying my little Cessnas with a paper map, right, in 1992, 1993. There were no, Garmin's and GPS stuff. I remember those days very well. Yeah. Paper cut Cessna. No, the Cessna was made of metal, but the paper charts. Yeah, 1800? No, not that long ago. No. Right, step deleted. Okay, I'm happy with that. Right, let's get that out. Cool. Yeah, the good old vinyl music. What's it called again? Vinyl. What's vinyl platter? Long play. Oh, don't tell. Oh, Mark. Oh no. Oh, honestly, I thought, no, don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Yeah, they are. Tell me about it, Avenger. And tell me that for example, limited Iron Maiden, original Iron Maiden is now worth like €1,000. Tell me about it. Oh, I'm going to cry. Oh, no. Man, you know, Mark, you can relate, right? What really hurts is the fact there is a story behind that. There's a memory I know the bike that I was riding to Oakham to get to that record store. I knew that was windy. It was not the best weather. It wasn't raining, but it was very cloudy and windy. And I cycled from Cottesmore to Oakham. How many miles is that? 100? Let me see how many miles that is. I cycled there. I stood in line for that shop to open and then buy with my hard-earned money. No, it's more than 5 miles. Come on. Hang on. Let me see. Yeah, and you know, cycle back and then listen to that day in, day out. Right, Cottesmore, and then Oakham. Oh, blimey! I'm sure it was longer when I was smaller or younger. 100%. Oh, it's 4.5 miles. How many kilometers is that? 6? 7? 7? Yeah, 7, 8, 7, yeah, 7. Blimey, that's not very far, is it? It felt like ages. Yeah, it felt like 100 kilometers. Yeah, exactly. It felt like that. Can you give me any advice to reach ICAO level 4? To start off with, watch some series, some English or American, well, preferably English because of the English language. But I mean, you can also watch US original series like Friends or whatever, right? You name it. And you know, in original language, in English language, and just listen to that, see them interact, and listen. And that way, that already helps tremendously. And then, yeah, in the end, do some evening school to learn, you know, the grammatics and so on. But to start out with, yeah, watch some series. Hey, how would I pronounce your name, DH? How would I pronounce your name? Thank you so much for the kind words. That's really, really nice of you. Thank you. I'm really hoping to get back to, yeah, at some point in a not too distant future, getting back to making some tutorial videos. But what I would do prior to that, I would maybe do some polls and get some feedback on what you guys really want to, you know, have tutorials on. Yeah, IQ, and again, you know, it's going to take some time. Don't expect to be, you know, perfect English within, like, you know, 3 months. It's going to take half a year until, you know, you get really proficient. Also, and the last thing, I'm not sure how or if that's possible for you, but of course, another way to really learn a language fast is to travel to that country and then interact with the locals. That is just, you know, the really fast way to learn the language. Who's telenovelas? I thought you wrote Teletubbies. I don't know what said. No, not Teletubbies. No, that's not the best way to learn English. No, sorry. I would disagree with that. But what's telenovelas? Is that like a Spanish series or something? Yeah, Spanish, right? okay, Sencha, interesting. But I mean, Thai language, I would assume maybe it's hard to learn. Like, let's say, I think Norwegian language is difficult to learn as well, right? Or was it Swedish? It's one of those that's really hard to learn as well. Dirkster, what do you mean? Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh, Teletubbies, okay. God, you got me worried there. I thought something's happened with the aircraft. Just thought, are we running out of fuel or something? German is easy? Are you kidding me? Hello. That's a good one. Oh, drums. Alex, you play drums. Nice. Yeah, Peter, you know, when you showed me the picture of your really expensive guitars, man, I'm envious. Peter, if I were to learn an instrument, I would definitely learn guitar. I think there's just so many variations. So many different guitars around. I think Mark plays guitar as well, right? Oh, okay, now I get it, Dirkster. Uh-oh. Yeah, Dirkster. So the thing is this, my daughters, when they were really, really small, Teletubbies came out. And, yeah, at some time, they started watching, and they loved it. They just absolutely loved it because of the repeating, right? So children, they love repeating things. So it's the same like you have to read their favorite book. You have to read that for like 50,000 times. Even though they know each picture and they know each word of that book. But every time you read it to them, they just love it. They just absolutely love it. It never gets boring. Opinion about the headwind 787. I mean, yesterday I tried the Horizon, and that was okay. I enjoyed that flight. Yeah, and I've not tried the headwind 787 for ages. Yeah. So for Bruno's childhood book was the FCOM, A320 FCOM. That's true. Sorry, Bruno. Oh. And Senshai, you wrote, it's actually easier to learn the basics. But the writing, oh yeah, the writing's different, yeah. They have symbols as well, right? Yeah, that's true. Peter, I am, yes, I'm talking to Dix on YouTube. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you guys are brilliant. Who said German is easy? I think it was Airbus. So Airbus A350 said German is easy. I disagree with that, okay? I distance myself from that opinion. Oh yeah, the Horizon. Okay, yeah, so the Horizon mod we flew yesterday. I really enjoyed that. Yes, so the systems, very basic. But, I mean, laterally it flew that quite nicely. The VNAV calculations, in my opinion, are a bit off. I wouldn't trust those. But what we did fly a so-called IAN approach. So integrated approach navigation approach, where you select like an RNAV approach, but you don't fly it LNAV, VNAV. You actually press the approach button and you fly it in final approach course, so FAC and glide path. So it follows the calculated glide path down. And the cool thing is indications are not exactly like an ILS approach, but very similar to an ILS approach. So it did that nicely. And the manual flying actually felt quite good, apart from the rotation on takeoff. That felt a bit digital. So a bit too sensitive. But the landing, because it had a lot of crosswind on the landing yesterday. And so what we do, we have a kind of a 3-step approach in the flare with crosswind. So the first thing we do around about 30 feet, we start with the brake. So we start with the arresting of the descent rate, or trying to get the descent rate to slow down, right? That's the first thing we do. The second thing, if the brake worked, we then slowly reduce the thrust to idle. And then the last thing we do, just like, you know, 2 or 3 seconds before touchdown, that's when we decrab the aircraft. So get the nose pointing down the runway. And I did that yesterday, and it felt pretty realistic, to my surprise. So I was actually quite happy with that. One thing I have to try though is I have to try the holding function. I have not tried that yet. Alright, it's just water below us now. Nothing to see here. So words never change, like laufen, gelaufen, lief. Okay, so no past tense. And daddy does. Many of these things don't exist. Okay, that does make it difficult then. Yeah, fine. I can imagine. Yeah. Oh, we got top descent coming up. Huh? Oh yeah. 40 minutes to go. That means we're going to go get the weather really quickly. That's also I want to have that from Nice. Yeah, exactly. Top descent coming up. So Nice, the alternate, cab okay, 18 degrees, so good alternate, no threats. We have Ajaccio, 040 at 5, cab okay, 14 degrees, 1022, so also no threats, which is nice. So let's do this, let's put those values in, so 1022. And then we have temperature 18. The wind is, no sorry, it's 14 on the wind. And then it was 040 at 5. Transition should be 060. Now it's got a steeper path at the end, so we'll stick with landing full, so config full. Oh yeah, somebody yesterday was asking me about the wind insertion. So let me just demonstrate that to you guys. I know you guys, most of you know that, but somebody was asking about it yesterday. So have a look at the VLS right now. So this is the lowest selectable speed. This is like VREF on the Boeing, right? So you can see VLS is 131 and VApproach is 136. So it adds 5 knots because that's the minimum additional. Always. It doesn't matter where the wind is coming from. If it's calm, you always add 5 knots for the approach speed. Okay. So if today, for example, let's say the runway is 20, so if we have a 15 knots headwind, nothing changes. Right? The approach speed does not change. However, if we then go, let's say we have 30 knots of wind, now it adds another 5, so in total it's a third of the steady wind component, a third, right? So it's going to add 10 knots now to the VLS, which means as long as the wind is less than 15 knots, it does not have any effect on the approach speed. Right. It does, of course, it does affect the performance, so the performance calculations for the landing and for the missed approach, but otherwise, here for the approach speed, nothing changes. Now, I'll show you the trick. So let's say we have the wind exactly cross at 30 knots. Okay, so what do you think happens now? How much, or how high would the approach speed be? I know Bruno knows that, but okay, so let me put that in. Nothing. It does nothing. Why? Because that's a crosswind component. It doesn't care about that. It only cares about headwind component. Okay. So only if the headwind component goes above 15 knots will the approach change. Now, there's a problem with this though. Okay. So let me get my trusty iPad out. I know I had a crosswind demonstration somewhere. I'm not sure where I have that file now. Doesn't matter. Let me draw something real quickly before we are to descend. So, shall do this. There we go. Okay, so we have the aircraft. Okay, so the aircraft is flying along like this. Okay, so we have. I know. Don't. Right, don't. It's a quick drawing. Okay, I don't have much time. We have to descend. Okay, so then this is where the wind is coming from. Okay, so strong wind. Okay. Actually, let me change that. Hang on. Let me change that quickly. Not from there. Right. So the wind is coming exactly cross. Okay. So let's say the wind is going like this. Okay. So 30 knots crosswind. Okay. So the aircraft is actually flying this way. Okay. So it's crabbing. Okay. And it's crabbing, and we want to be then trying to hit that runway. Okay. So we're nice stable. And because of that wind component, right, as we're flying through the air, it's giving us a nice approach speed. Let's say 135 knots, okay? Indicate airspeed. Okay. However, now we get to the landing, the flare. The wind is still coming from the same direction. So the wind is like blowing like this over the wings, okay? So now you really quickly decrab the aircraft. So now the aircraft is going this way. And so now we have the wind component diagonal to the wings. So what happens is that you very quickly lose oncoming wind. So that way your indicated airspeed will drop. So the idea is that if you have only 5 knots speed additional on the rev, and let's say you are maybe even 2 knots below the approach speed, then suddenly you can lose, like, let's say something drastic, 10 knots of wind. You get way below the rev, and you lose a lot of lift. And especially, I remember that in the 321, which would be heavy most of the time on landing. Then that can be an issue, right? That can actually force a hard landing. So if you have strong crosswind components, what we did, we added a bit of wind additional. So let's say today we have 30 knots crosswind, right? Normally, it doesn't affect the V approach. However, I would say let's add another 5 knots. So I would manually override the V approach to 141. And that way, I'm not going to run into issues when I go into the flare and decrab the aircraft. That's the only time, for me at least, that I remember that we changed the approach speed manually. Because otherwise, all you did, you just trusted the ground speed mini function. So the ground speed mini function means as the wind components change, headwind, tailwind, whatever, so the oncoming wind changes, it changes the approach speed dynamically. Yep. So that was always a thing to notice. But anyways, let's descend. So descend, out blue. So Yanis, let's have a look. So let me have a look why. What was that rumbling noise? It sounds like something's falling apart here. Blimey. So let me have a look at the chart. Okay, so engine failure. Yeah, sounds like it. No lie. Okay, so this is the approach we're flying. Okay, so let's have a look first of all at the approach. So if I look at the approach path, look at this. 3.6 down. Right. If we fly flap 3, we're going to miss some drag that helps with that descent rate. So that's one reason. A train, yeah. Could have been a train as well, that's true. So that's one reason, okay? Then let's have a look at the landing distance, shall we? Let me find the chart here. So my app or my file says it's 2,180 meters. Let's have a look at the airport chart here. So we have a displaced threshold for landing. Okay. So in total, it's only 2,300 meters long. And then we have 120 meters displaced threshold. So we only have 2,180 meters. I mean, that would be fine with config 3. But let's have a look config 3. Landing weight 65.5. So that's 65 as we burn. So air conditioning on. V pilot approach. Let's add 5 knots to that. Brake low. Reverse on, compute. And look at that. So it tells me with low setting, that's already too low in config 3. And it doesn't make sense. Obviously, it does not make sense to go landing config 3 and medium auto brake. That's going to give you hot brakes, right? Normally. So that doesn't make sense. So whenever you have that kind of combination, try landing config 4, medium auto brake, and then maybe try low. Let's have a look at this. Okay, still too low. I'm not sure why. Hang on, let me just have a look here. Why is that? Okay. So this is something the Toliss does. So it's giving you a predicted landing distance. I don't know what that's supposed to be. We don't do this. So normally what we do is we say the required and then add 15% to get the factored landing distance. So if you add another 200 meters to that, that would then be giving you the factored. So for me, I'm going to go with auto brake low because we can only vacate at the end of the runway anyways at alpha. So the combination though, I'm going to take, normally I would take 3, yes. I would take 3. But we're going to take landing config 4. Yeah, the shadows are still a bit wonky, I agree. Hey, HG Sim, how you doing? Thank you much for the like. That's really kind of you. Thanks for taking the time. Yeah, I'm happy with the airline. Looks nice. The sounds are great. I mean, we've got the sound pack from ESS. Really nice. Cool. Approach. Right, so we're going to fly the approach here via Kilo Juliet 600. Then we go to India Kilo Juliet 20, 3000 mandatory. Then we get to the final approach point, Fox Kilo Juliet 20, 3.6 down. And I'm going to have at least gear down flap 3 here. And the speed reduced. And then we're going to have a nice approach mode. Fly this in final approach mode. We'll monitor, take over control at the final turn here and land manually. Missed approach takes us straight up to Horo, 211 degrees, climbing 3000, max to 20 knots. And then we do another approach. Terrain is a threat, definitely. We've got high terrain to the east, 3700 west of the India Kilo Juliet 20. So here. But definitely, terrain is a threat today. But the weather is good, as far as I can see. So we got cab okay, so you can see the terrain at least. Should be fine. Hey, okay, Peter, there we are. Yannis thing. But the thing is, Yannis, again, I'm not a professional instructor, so you know, I don't know everything. I know a lot, but not everything. So I always say, make sure that you take some professional lessons. Minimums. So the minimums today, RP 0.3 required is Charlie aircraft 640. So that's what I'm going to put in here, 640. Fuel, we have plenty. The min diversion fuel today is 2.1. 2.1, and we are arriving with 3.2, so we have more than a ton extra right now, which is like half an hour for the Neo. Cool. Alrighty. Any questions? Hey, Captain A320. Sven, how are you doing? Yeah, we're flying here in an X-Plane 12. I know you said you've never been in X-Plane, or a long time ago or something like that. So I do like the flight physics better here in X-Plane. Apart from when it gets too windy, like more than 20 knots, then I'm not happy with it. But otherwise, yeah, I got a cold, Sven. I caught a cold somewhere in the US. But okay, I'm not doing badly. And Sven, how did you manage? You must have been exhausted. Hey, and MCK, hello to you. But from the looks of it, I watched some parts of the video on demand, so it looks like you managed to continue the flight without any further bigger issues, apart from the brake to vacate dropping out. And then you did go around because you wanted the brake to vacate to work, which I understand. Yeah, Sven, it was my pleasure. You know, I love talking about all kinds of topics. And it's always, I always find it really nice to share experiences with a fellow, you know, captain colleague. And of course, you have also tremendous experiences as an instructor, which I don't. So it's always great to see, you know, to get kind of some feedback from your side as well on that. So yeah, I did enjoy that tremendously as well. And you have an awesome community. Really have to say that. Hats off. Absolutely brilliant. What languages do you speak? Just English and German, really. The rest is not really speaking a language. It's just having a few, you know, words. MCK, how did your exams go, or are they still ongoing? Caramba, no español, no. Señor. Any reason why approaches in Frankfurt use 2.5 runways arrive instead of 7 runways most of the times? No. So honestly, I mean, as soon as you get some tailwind for the 2.5s, there's some aircraft that really don't like tailwind. Right. So they will change runway direction, and I've had periods in the summertime where for many weeks we actually landed 07s and not 2.5s. And I actually felt sorry for the people living underneath the approach path of 07s. Yeah, Sven, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, MCK, fantastic. Yeah, looking forward to that. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Sven, I mean, maybe I can get you to explain 12 at some point, because here the shared flight, the plugin, I don't have the plugin active today, but shared flight here works really well, really stable, and you can actually play around with failures. So you can actually activate failures without the other one knowing. Well, the person will know once you activate it, but I mean, you can select failures. Right, for example, this, and then there's a keybind that you press so that it synchronizes that failure on both sides. And yeah, you can do the full procedures then. Really cool. Yeah, Alex, I know, right? You're a big fan of failures. Is it really? It's a tradition for you to go around on the first approach. Oh, lol. Yeah, so Sven, people will complain about the textures not looking as nice as on the Phoenix, you know. Yeah, correct. It's not as perfect as on the Phoenix, but for the rest, it's great, and I love the flight dynamics. And again, it's a very solid add-on. I really like it. So, auto big low is what we wanted to do as well. We set the landing flap setting, config full, we said. Put that there to below. I don't think there's no controllers online right now at Ajaccio. So that should not be a problem. Track miles, 70. Yeah, so it's weird. I don't know why it actually descended so early. Because even with deceleration, it's still got lots of track miles. Unless it's got somewhere below. Hang on. Is there a restriction approach? Arrival. Yeah, that's true. The outside model is already beautiful. I agree with that here. But the inside, yeah, the cockpit, they could do some improvements there. Which arrival? We had the... Was it this one? Yeah. What was it? To Sierra. To Sierra, disregard. To Sierra. There we go. Yeah, so what I did, we're going to go to Horo, 3,000 above. So there's nothing... Oh, no, that's not it. So there's no restriction to be below for us. So I don't know why I descended so early. Anyway, so 3,000 or above at Horo, max 200 knots. And then we proceed towards Kilo Juliet 600. And then we're going to fly the RMP approach. Sven, have you been... I know, Sven, you've been to... what was it called? What's the airport called south of here? Where you have to that circling. That crazy... Calvi, that's it. Thank you. Calvi, exactly. You've been there, IRL, correct? Yeah, it's an RMP AR approach, yeah. I know. It normally wouldn't be allowed here in the 320, but at least not yet. Yeah, so Calvi, unfortunately, but we've been here on the stream sometimes, and it is a cool approach. Love it. Yeah, pretty difficult, often diversions, I can imagine. I mean, one thing here, obviously. In the sim, you don't get that turbulence, right? So when it's windy and the airport being in a valley, you don't get the turbulence here in the sim, really. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've not been to Innsbruck either. I would have loved to be in Innsbruck. I've been to Salzburg with wind shear, but but otherwise, no, I've not been to Innsbruck yet. Luciano, you can't say that per se. So the thing is this, so for an aircraft to be allowed to fly AR, so authorization required approaches, there's certification requirements for the crew, for the airline, and for the aircraft. So I don't know exactly what goes into this, but normally I don't know. I've not seen any. Okay, they are. Okay, so Bruno knows so much. So Bruno says there are actually some 320s which are AR certified. Okay, cool. The thing is, right now, there are discussions going on if... oh, you've got to be kidding me. Huh? I did not... Hang on. I did not activate that fault. I didn't say... Don't get me don't get me into sweat here. No, that's all fine. No. So for some reason, that's weird. So you select that, but you don't activate it, and it still brings out that message. That's weird. No. Let's delete it for now. Okay. So Innsbruck you've been to. Innsbruck also the same with the föhn, as we say it, the southerly winds. Innsbruck can have also crazy turbulences. So Ivan says Air Corsica also flies the approach sometimes. Cool. Yeah, it's a beautiful approach. Yeah. Well, no, the thing is, I mean, on the 320, you practice hydraulic failures many times. Yeah, that's true. I do I have that active here? Hang on. Oh, I do. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't have random files open right now. I'll do that, but not at the moment. No. Yeah, so in the Sims we did lots of even dual hydraulic failures. So, and the green hydraulic isn't really such a big thing in the A320, even though the green system is responsible for the flaps. So primary flaps, if you like, and landing gear. But if you lose green hydraulic, you can still move the slats and the flaps with either yellow for the flaps or blue for the slats, and you could do the gravity extension for the landing gear. So it's not really that complex, and not that time intensive. Sunset approach, nice. Like it. So now that the VDAF is visible, and we've got LDAF as well, okay? And I think that's one of the requirements, actually, Bruno, isn't it? That you have a lateral deviation bar. What's the most dangerous airport for most difficult airport to land in Germany? Whoa. Do we have dangerous airports in Germany? Oh, well, let me just speed up a little bit. Don't be that slow. Well, okay, Helgoland, yeah, but Helgoland is more for the small aircraft. I was thinking about airliners. Honestly, right from the top of my head, I can't think of an airport in Germany that has a difficult approach, really. So let's say a big airport. Smaller airports, yes, Helgoland is a prime example, yeah, but big airports? Maybe Sven knows something, but yeah, Germany. And the funny thing is, so once you get towards the Alps, so Austria has some great airports. Even Graz, landing on the 17 has an interesting approach. So cool. Let's have a look. So the transition level was 60. So let's say we cleared the approach via Kilo Juliet 600. So I'm going to dial in the 3,000 feet now. And then we'll descend the altimeter was 1022. 1022. Set. Is it Graz now 16? Oh, okay. It was 17 when I was flying there, okay? Give me that. Hang on. Oh, you're right. It's 16. No. Okay. Yeah, so that tells you the last time I was there was 3 years ago. So there we go. Take it. Have you tried the 350 from Inibuilds? Yes. Have I had issues with it from time to time? Yes. So I don't know. I have a feeling, and I'm seeing other people having difficulties with the Inibuilds 350. So I'm like, I'm going to wait a little bit more now. My time here in the sim is precious. So there's lots of other wonderful aircraft to try out. So right, let's go back to speed managed. Yeah, Bruno, don't start it, please. Don't start it. Right, message, what else? Atsu. ASIM menu. Receive messages. Oh, that was just them. Yeah. Too late, okay. Oh, I want to see the scenery a little bit. Hang on, let me. Oh, that's beautiful though. Hang on. Right hand side. Beautiful. Look at that. It's a bit hazy. I think the airport. Where's the airport? Is it behind that? Oh, there it is. I see it. There's the airport. Hazy evening approach. Yes, Beethoven. And your time is too precious as well. I agree. Of course. Let me rephrase that. No. The Concorde landed in Graz? Seriously? These pilots were legends. How on earth did you land a Concorde in... I mean, I know Ted Barker knows how to do that, but I mean... But still, that's incredible. This looks nice. Love it. Oh, checklist. Before we forget the checklist. So, approach checklist. Bar roll ref. 1022 set. Seatbelts on. Minimum bar row. 640 feet. Auto brake low. Engine mode selector normal. Approach checklist complete. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Here comes the stats. Oh, thanks, Iceberg. Thanks for that. Crazy. When you think you've seen it all, right? So one important thing we have to do is we have to be at 3,000 by the final push point. That's really important. That is the 20. Yeah, so we've got to be there. Definitely. Oh, let me put the gear down. Add a little bit of drag here. It's still pretty heavy. Here comes flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. Here comes the flaps. Position 2. Alright, so we're now reaching the 3,000. Once we're inbound to the final approach point, I'm going to press the approach button. And then we're just going to monitor the approach. See how the autopilot does that. Right, Alt star. Here comes flap 3, speed checked, flaps 3. Oh, what a beautiful approach here. Look at the terrain. Alright, inbound. Let's press the approach button. So we got final approach. Already going to do that, so we're going to have to reach up later. And then missed approach. It's 3,000 as well. Yep, 3,000. Missed approach is set. I love this approach. There's the runway to the right. Oh, one thing that was really quiet with the auto alerts there. Hang on. And I don't know sounds. Oh, those should all be like this, right? That's how it should be. Right, flaps full, speed checked. Flaps full, let's arm the spoilers. Oh, that's a shame. The auto alerts are really quiet. Don't know why. Hey, Krushu. Landing checklist. EKM or landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. Let's give you some wing views. Hey, yeah, Krushu, right? Oh, look at that. Such an exciting approach. Yeah, so Sven, so what I'm using is XP12 beta, and for the scenery, it's called Map Enhancements, which works also for Microsoft. So it does download scenery tiles, which make it much nicer looking. So we just monitor for now. And round the turn we go. So 602, we should be 1720. Yep, that's perfectly. So now let's see how it does the final turn there. Hey Latmo. You've been busy flying as cabin crew. GG's. Nice to see you. Right, around the corner we come. So now all eyes on the party lights. We're going to go manual thrust here. sorry, I don't have the buttons bound for that. Something I forgot to do. Right, manual thrust. Right, 3 red, 1 white. Not bad at all. Manual flight. Oh, the sound. I don't know why the aural sounds are so quiet here. The rest is pretty loud. So we got tailwind. Yeah. Okay, so about 7 knots tail component and a bit crosswind to battle. All right, on path. At least I have an excuse now. If I don't hear the countdown at the end. I hear it, it's very quiet. Come on. Alright, not bad. So, speed brakes, up, reverser, normal, and decel. Back to idle power. Right, manual brakes. So brake low worked out quite nicely. So now we can actually have a look at the replay once we've parked the aircraft. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look nice? That looks great. So now I actually have... Sven, I've got something for you. Sven, do you already have a tiller? Hardware tiller? If not, you've got to get one. Trust me. You've got to get it. It's brilliant. Absolutely love it. Taxing now is... You'll love it. Definitely under 500 feet per minute. Lord, Mark. So there's I think there's 2 or 3 companies that are really, really good. So I have bought it from IIDB. But I had like a 6 weeks delivery delay. There's another one. What's the other, guys? What's the other one called? So it's really nice. It's good quality. It's got integral lights in it. But the resistance, so it's dampened, right? Which is nice. The resistance obviously isn't as strong as the real tiller. Let me just give you the link for that. And there's a captain's tiller and a first officer tiller as well. However, okay, so hear me out. You're gonna see the price. Yeah, exactly. It's bloody expensive. It's just, yeah. It's one of those moments where I'm thinking, I can't tell my wife about this. Yeah, so okay, and the other one is Cat 3 design. That's the other one, Cat 3 design. That's the other one. How expensive is that? As a comparison. Oh, I forgot I've got a tiller to use. Hang on. So now full left. But man, that's a game changer with the tiller, I'm not gonna lie. Love it. Cool. It is expensive, no doubt. So the Cat 3 design is also $269. It's pretty much the same price then. as the brakes hot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know, right? Ooh. Oh, I love the bass. I love the bass. Yeah, so the Winwing MCDU is definitely nice to have. The problem is that people were telling me is that the problem is that if I use an MCDU, so an external MCDU, you guys can't see what I'm really doing in the MCDU. Alright, so okay. So there's also, that's also interesting. So this one looks interesting as well. So like a 3D printed one. So there are other options, right? There are other options. You don't have to go buy the expensive stuff. No, in real life we don't have stutters, no. So this is Ajaccio, so in Corsica, or on Corsica Island. Very beautiful. Right, let me go and do a replay real quickly, because that should be looking very nicely indeed. And of course, guys, if you don't know Captain A320, make sure to check out his channel on YouTube. Real world A320 captain and instructor. Does fantastic streams. So where's my replay? There. There we go. Okay, so let's try that. There we go. All right, let's do play. Let's get the tower view going. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, 999 replays remaining. How much time do you have, Alex? It's only midnight. Yeah, Sven, me too. Thank you so much for the invitation again. And yeah, at some time we could try to get a test going with the Microsoft version. See how the connection works. Yeah, would be my pleasure. Oh shoot, I've got to log off. Oh yeah, oh, that's automatically logged off for VATSIM. Thank God for that. Just dialed on a sim sounds a bit. So honestly, X-Plane 12 has definitely improved regarding visual quality. It really has. It's come to a level where I'm like, this actually isn't bad. It's not as good as Microsoft, yes, but this is not bad. This is actually enjoyable now, so. And the thing in the approach just now is really, I could really feel the wind. So the crosswind, the tailwind, it just handles a bit differently, which is nice. Really, really cool. There we come. I love the haze in the background as well. Really nice. Yeah, that's true, Luciano. But the thing is, you know, you had to download lots of orthos. But now with the map enhancements, so convenient. And nice, look at that. Now, come on, let's see a greaser. Probably not. Whenever I think I've made a greaser here in X-Plane, it still doesn't look like it. It's always the same. Right, there we go, come on. We can do this. We can do this. Oh, yes. Oh, flared way too high. Oh, not bad. Not brilliant. Not brilliant. I've done better, but this wasn't bad. This was not bad. Come on. Let's do... So, number 998. Let's do this view. Approved. Was it minus 224? Did you already check, Mark? Hang on. Oh, hang on. Let me zoom in. That actually is worth zooming in. Hang on. Let's zoom in. This replay function here, brilliant. Now explain 12, just the in-game replay function. The thing is, I had to get the nose down because I was flaring. I flared too early, so I didn't want to be way out the touchdown zone. So let's view. Hang on. Let's take. This. Yeah, let's take this view. Oh yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. The colors have become much better here as well at in the sunset. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I like it. That looked really nice. So only 995 replays left, guys. Enjoy each and every one of them. Nice. Right, what view can we still... I know what view to do now. Hang on. This one? Oh yeah, let's do this one. Last one, guys, okay? MCK, how much time do you have? I can go on for a long, long time for the replays. Lovely. Yeah, well, Airbus only when I do a nice landing, okay? If I do a crappy landing, then it's like maybe one replay. Or I'll say, oh, it didn't work. Crash the desktop. Alt 4. Oh, sorry. Okay, MCK, well, I don't know, but yeah. We are definitely fans of replays. Cool. Yeah, guys, thank you so much once again. I really enjoyed it. Sven, thanks for saying hello here. It was a pleasure to talk to you on your stream. And hats off again for you being such a cool, chilled person. So that was really nice to watch. And it was great talking to you. And oh, lovely the sounds. Oh, hang on. That's worth a replay as well. Hold on. Good night, Peter. 994. Nice. That's really nice. Love that. Right, guys. Yeah, so next stream is on Wednesday. And mark down the date. Wednesday next stream. And... yeah, okay, guys. Thank you so much for the support, as always. Thank you so much, and I will see you again very, very soon. As always, stay safe, stay well. And oh, somebody was asking about the taxi line. I don't know why it's white. I have no idea. Replay the takeoffs, no. Someone forgot to switch off the strobe lights. Tis, 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 tis. Yeah, so I agree. The displays are somewhat blurry. They're not as sharp as they could be, really. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I can't even blame my FO. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Adrian, nice to see you. Yeah, the tiller works nicely. It's really just getting your brain to understand that here in the sim, you don't have to use the rudder pedals anymore. You can just, use the tiller. It's a nice add-on as well for the airport. So this is officially X-Plane 12 approved. Performing very nicely, looking very nicely as well. Alex, thank you so much. Beethoven as well. Thank you so much for watching. Airbus, thank you very much. MCK, it's lovely seeing you. And my dear moderators, as always, thanks for all the help, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you so much. Well, that was like 787 turn onto the pad here. Good God, I've got to get used to turning earlier in these small aircraft. Nice though. Cool, Senshai, to you as well. Thank you so much, and have a great Tuesday. Enjoy your time. See you on Wednesday if you like. I'm looking forward to it. As always, guys, take care. Good night.